Hello, everybody, and welcome to Casual Esports Amateur League's finals for the Freljord division. I am Ansem571.
I'm Monte Carlo Method, your color caster this evening. We're here with Dem Boys and the SUE. It would be the Stars United Esports Club for our final match of the Freljord division in Season 3. So, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm looking forward to this. A lot of familiar names here for both sides, for Stars United Esports and Dem Boys. We've seen Stars United being top of their division, whichever division they are in for the past several seasons now. So they are definitely the team to beat. And Dem Boys, though their names are familiar, they have I don't think that they've actually won a tournament yet so far. I would have to check that with my stats guy, who is not here yet. So, with that
Also,
said,
on that note, if SUEC, you said they've been top of their division. They are not this season. It's actually Dem Boys with more wins in this case.
well, I mean like top two for their divisions. So, like they, yeah,
we have a challenger has risen correctly.
yes, it has. So, we got on the blue side is SUEC with O Bill Webb M. God, you're going to be Bill. We've got Soul Reaver in the jungle. We got Soul Lynx in the mid. Percy in the 80 carry role. I believe that was Perseverance with the name
Perseverance.
change.
Yeah.
And then Wolfie X in the support role. And then on the red side, we have Dem Boys with Idocles in the top lane. Zuggs is going to be in for Dex this evening in the jungle. Dab Nectar in the mid lane, Styx and Krons at the AD carry role, and Vance in the support role.
Sounds good to me. It looks like we're stream is ready, but I think actually now we're just waiting on the teams themselves to start this pro draft.
Zuggs. But yeah, so we're just waiting for them to get ready for them to start the draft.
So maybe worth noting here that Dem Boys is actually the home team, and they've chosen red side, which is SUEC. SUEC winds up on blue.
And now we are underway finally. So now we're going to see. Unfortunately, I did not do my proper planning for this match, as I was not made aware until a few hours ago that I was going to be casting this. So
I wasn't either.
So we're going to be seeing some generic, 80 carry bands for the first round of it. 80, Caitlyn, kind of surprising, and Vayne too. I'm not used to those 80 carries anymore for any sort of competitive play.
They showed up a little bit in our team because our 80 carry happened to like Caitlyn, but we didn't play a lot against it. And I don't remember anyone else trying to pick it from us.
And then we do see the Volibear, and Volibear, I believe, did actually get a small buff with the last update.
Nerf. Pretty sure he was nerfed.
Was it nerf? Let me consult my notes, because I do not remember everything. Volibear.
You going ahead and picking Wukong as their first.
And that is pretty good top laner, even after his nerfs that he received in this patch.
He lost 150 milliseconds of knockup time on his alt channel, I believe, or on his alt cast, I believe. I think it went from
Yes.
750 milliseconds to 600 flat.
Yeah, and that's about as useful as the 5 movement speed nerf to Irelia. Like
Right.
you have so
Devastating, I'm
many
sure.
good damage stats as Wukong and sustain stats. An extra what 0.3 total seconds for both knockups means nothing.
Yes, very, very little here. I wonder just get people to play less. I don't understand because I wasn't very anyway.
You're Mr. Roboto over there a little bit.
That's right. Very.
But as I am checking, yes, Volibear did receive a nerf in the form of base attack speed, and now his Frenzied Maul, the W, um, so the wounded enemy heal is reduced by 50% on all minions and monsters. So Jungle Volibear really got hit on this one.
Oh, that's good. He needed it.
Agreed.
So with all those AD carry bans, both teams opting to pick their AD carries in their first round, and we're going to have a Kai'Sa into a Philios, or into Kai'Sa, whichever way you might think about it. Only Dem Boys opting to support the second half of their bot lane in Thresh. So it's Kai'Sa Thresh versus Aphelios question mark, unless you think that SD is getting a little spicy with their support pick.
Yeah, and currently what I'm looking for is one, comfort, and two, how many season 10 champions do you have? And currently SUEC is winning that race with 2-0.
I am not a mid laner, but I'm thinking about this potential matchup in the mid lane, Anivia into Fizz. I would think that has a little bit of an upper hand being able to get in, but I'm not sure Fizz can necessarily get back once he's gone in. Anivia seems to have the tools, I would think, to keep him locked down.
Yeah, so it's a matter of how the Anivia goes through the lane, and there we go. We got a Fiddlesticks in the jungle for Dem Boys. That's going to be exciting to watch. But as we were mentioning in the mid lane, Fizz should beat Anivia, but if because Anivia's usually will panic with their Q,
Right.
so if Fizz uses his Q to go into Anivia, then yeah, he's going to get bopped and probably be killed. But if he uses his E, he's going to be able to dodge the stun, which is the whole way that Anivia survives this matchup. We got a pretty good
Sounds
round out
like
for SUEC with a Lulu for that Aphelios and a Lowy in the top lane. That's interesting. So that's a
right,
jungle
and pushes
Wukong.
Wukong into the jungle.
Yep. And then we've got a Kennen in the top lane for Dem Boys to round out a pretty decent team fight comp with Fizz and Fiddlesticks being able to catch somebody out instantly and quick with a little bit of help from the Thresh.
If that's an 8, you got the incredible wombo of Ken and Fiddle. Both of those huge AoE magic damage ultimates. And then Kai'Sa, of course, with missiles left and right.
So looking
I guess we'll
at
have to
this,
see if that.
I kind of like Dem Boys' a little bit better. Um, for just pure team comp wise. Because while, yes, there are more Season 10 champions on the side of SUEC, the fact that you have an Alawi who it's really hard to get onto people, but these champions on Dem Boys' side is like, okay, fine, you're on us, but we're on you.
Right.
So it's going to be a matter of how many tentacles she can spawn out, as well as can Wukong, Anivia, Lulu disrupt primarily the Fiddlesticks getting into these fights. That is a big key to it, and they don't have options for long range stop Fiddlesticks besides the Anivia's Q and W.
And of course, if they play it right, you don't even have the opportunity to stop Fiddlesticks because Kennen can pop his way in and lock down many people on the enemy team at once, making it really, really difficult to then deflect the Fiddlesticks or find the Fiddlesticks as he's jumping in.
Yes. But what I do actually like a little bit from SUEC is that they actually do have decent peel, whereas Dem Boys is just pure engagement. So
It's
if a
pure engage.
yeah, so if a fight starts to kind of look bad, they may be able to pull away. Anivia's R will be canceled if she gets crowd controlled. So if they're able to get to her and stop her some way somehow, then that'll be a huge swing in the fight for Dem Boys because it's like a 3 or 4 second CD for it to come back up again.
The other angle that we could think about here, though, is the split. Where we're talking about team fights, because that's clearly what Dem Boys wants to do. Split push AD Kennen hasn't been around for a little while now, and I somehow don't see it making its reappearance here tonight. But I think Alawi or Wukong, both of them do have the opportunity to split, forcing DB either into the team fight or to figure out how to respond to the split, depending on how far ahead Alawi and or Wukong is.
Also, I
With
actually
Nivea's wave clear, can
I,
hold off that siege for quite.
yeah, so I actually do see that as a problem for SUEC because you want to have the Anivia having free farm, and Alawi is a decent split pusher, but Anivia isn't safe enough, in my opinion, to free farm in a side lane, at least against this kind
Right.
of a comp. So you put the Wukong in the side lane, and then you're like, well, the jungler's not here, so you need to play him to whatever the higher priority objective is on the map, and then you put the Alawi elsewhere. So then you have your two high hard scaling champions in Anivia and Aphelios in one lane, farming that one lane, and that's not going to work out. Whereas Fizz is like, I just want to kill people. Kennen's like, I can split against whoever goes to split against me. And Thresh and Fiddlesticks are constantly looking for people like with the Fizz. So Kaisa can farm a solo one lane at a time, while the Fizz and Fiddlesticks go and hop between the lane and killing people.
It's a pretty good call out balance problem that SUEC might wind up having. I guess the way I was thinking about it is if you don't actually consider your affiliate or Nivea as a win condition and you leave them just in the mid lane as wave clear, if you wind up with an Alawi and a Wukong that are far enough ahead that they can win by pushing sides on their own, then that farm balance problem isn't as large, but it's still there as you note. And Demboy's comp is not susceptible to that same imbalance problem.
Mm-hmm.
We've just finished up draft here. Both drafts, both the pick band tool draft and the actual client draft, and now we're sitting in spectator delay. It's about another 2 minutes before we, as spectators, can load in and get you guys started watching these guys.
I'm not going to get used to that. I know they did that reason, but I'm like,
I was
okay.
being careful there. I didn't want to sound preferential. So,
All right,
um,
so yeah, so I'm looking for high impact, full throttle fighting from Dem Boys and SUEC. I want them to find a way to like peel back maybe from like either the Fiddlesticks engagement because he does a fear with his ultimate effectively, but it's for like a really short amount of time. So if they're able to somehow just like say no, then I don't know how they're going to do that, but if they can just figure out a way to do that, then I think they can win the second engagement.
second to re-engage. Um, So I want to talk about early real quick. Fiddlesticks is one of my favorite champions in the game. I absolutely adore playing this guy, both AP and tank. So I want to talk about jungle pathing first. He really enjoy kind of levels. He's not as ultimate reliant, I think, as some people make him out to be. I think he still has useful tools at level 3. But I do think that he's going to be more on the farming side than Wukong. Fiddlesticks' pathing is very, very, very flexible. He can start solo. He can actually solo start and clear his entire jungle almost as fast, or if not as fast as any other jungler in the game. Whereas Wukong, I'm expecting to see more of a level 3 or a 3 camp or a level 3 clear. So I think as far as jungle goes, I'm looking for SUEC here to make the first move, as opposed to Dem Boys. We'll have to see what they prioritize in terms of pathing and farming.
Agreed. And now, without further delay, let's get on into the game. Who do you think is going to win? SUEC versus Dem Boys. Let's get on in this.
Anyone in
Eek.
chat? Anyone in chat? My crystal ball says
NA production, lol.
loading.
You're still cutting out a little bit, sir.
A lot I can do about that, but let me know when it happens, and I'll
You'll do a thing.
do what I can.
Okay. Alright, so
It may
looking at the rune choices, we actually have Dark Harvest on Fiddlesticks. Ooh. And I like the Aphelios. He actually took Exhaust, which is the new thing for AD carries to do instead of taking heal.
right, little self peel.
Yeah, like it provides you that early game advantage for like that level 2 fight that you're not expecting. It's like, wait a minute, where's all my damage? Where's all my damage? Oh, it's non-existent. Okay, cool.
So you noted the dark harvest on the fiddlesticks. To my dismay, it will not be a tank fiddlesticks. Oh well.
And all you need to do is damage to win, right?
I'm a big believer in CC winning games.
That's why I play Leona and Nautilus as support. But we have a little bit of a scuffle happening in the top pixel bush. Fiddlesticks will get his effigy off and line of
That's something you can
scrimmage.
do as fiddlesticks, because your effigies, they have a significantly lower cooldown than your trinket, and they also last longer. So fiddlesticks, get the vision down, get it down quickly, and leave it down. Looks like
Oh.
both teams opted for pretty much the standard fan, and Fiddle's going to start chickens.
Everybody saying good luck and have fun in the chat. And we are going to go ahead and get underway.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks looks like he's going to go for the simultaneous chickens red buff clear.
Mm-hmm. And they actually did put a little ward in the tri-bush just to make sure that there was no cheese happening.
Always good to do against a Thresh.
Yeah.
Oh, and he drops the red buff.
What do you mean? Oh, wait, what? What do you mean he dropped
Fiddle
the...
dropped the red buff. It reset part of the way through his
Oh,
no!
Yeah, Wukong is already on his way to his blue buff. That's going to be a huge delay now.
Huge setback. So not only does he not have a leash, his initial progress against blue buff or his red buff is paused. I'm actually a little bit surprised that both lanes on the side of Dem Boys opted to show rather than to try and obscure Fiddle's starting location, because I think he could quite be susceptible to an invade by Wukong here.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, all lanes of Dem Boys are pushed up, so it's not like the junglers from SUEC or junglers laners from SUEC have the opportunity to do that. There we go.
Oh, here we go. We got top lane. We do have a top lane skirmish happening. The cannon will have to flash away. And now that is a clean gank from the Wukong early on into the game.
And that's what we were looking for him to do, was the three camp clear, exercise his level 3 power spike, and start impacting the game while the enemy jungler is stuck farming.
Yeah, Wukong is taking a look in the red top side quadrant to see, okay, Fiddles did start up here. Maybe I get a gank onto this Fizz, and he will be getting closer. Fizz will be able to dodge out of the stun from the Anivia. They will be rotating up from the bottom lane to the Fizz. Fizz will be able to jump over the wall and will be able to escape. No Summoner's Blown.
Worth noting that Wukong's dash cannot go over walls there, so he had to walk all the way around the river wall in order to get to Fizz.
Yeah, even though it's a dash, it's kind of like Kled's dash for his first dash. It can't go over walls, but the second one can because it follows the champion. Nice combo on the Anivia for onto the Fizz. And Alawi is just doing Alawi things top lane. Just bullying the Kennen without a flash now. We do have Fiddles in the bottom lane though. Maybe looking to see just in case if Wukong tries to do a counter gank.
Meanwhile, Wukong up in topside, invading, taking away some camps.
Ooh.
Actually, that's the level 1 crow, so he's taking away the first.
Oh, first blood for the Anivia did also get the flash from the Fizz. He didn't have enough for his E, and they're going to go engaging on the bottom lane. Lulu is probably going to be going down. Does have to flash away. Still has heal and will use it and will be able to get away. Now the Aphelios has to get away. He doesn't have flash. He's probably going down. But is he going to season 10 them? No, he does not. But the Lulu is able to help clean out and will be trying to escape from this Fiddlesticks and will do so 1-for-1 in the bottom lane.
If I'm Fiddlesticks, I'm counting my Dark Harvest stacks. That's 1 2 stack. Looks like we're pretty much resetting across the board here due to deaths or back timings. Alawi took the opportunity to back, and so looks like only mid lane now has rejoined in the CSing game.
And another interesting thing that I noticed, but we didn't say anything about, Kennen went for Spellbook. That actually hides pretty well what you're going for.
Right.
Like, because you don't know, like, what... So, when he goes press the attack, you know he's going AD. When he goes something like Phase Rush or Comet, you know that he's going for AP. When he goes for Spellbook, you don't know what he's starting out with. He can go for the Gunblade, which is what it looks like. He could go for the Proto Belt, which is what he's actually going for, because he made me a liar on stream. Thank you.
Because regardless, he is going to start Doran's Blade for the little extra oomph CSing in the early game. It doesn't matter what he wants to build eventually.
Yeah. So, with this, now you have a good idea. It's like, okay, he's going to go for that early team fighting build rather than, hey, I'm going to get a Gunblade for, sustain and making sure that when I do join the fights, I will still provide damage and also a targeted slow. But now this is like, not only am I going in, I'm staying in.
Committing, that's what we call it.
I'm afraid of commitment.
Not.
No, he's not.
Fiddlesticks has done a good little job of setting up vision control all around bot side, and he's going to go ahead and start up the dragon here.
And they're not going to be able to see anything. Wait, Wukong is looking around. He doesn't have any wards on him.
He missed his pink ward.
Ooh, that's a big Ooh, nice W from the Wukong, and now he knows that there's something happening, but he has no vision, so he doesn't know how low it is.
And he can't get over the wall without using the blast plant, and that seals his fate.
Yeah.
So first
and
dragon
lots of
over
pink wards.
Dem Bois. That's my favorite item in the game. I'll be honest, pink wards.
As a support, agreed. So, I was about to make a point. Come back to me on this. I was about to make a point, but I forgot the point. So in the early game, despite the fact that SUEC actually has 2 kills to 1. They were actually behind when they first reset. But now we have a fight in the top lane. Alawi will dump her ultimate, and the Ignite is going to go onto the Alawi. The Alawi is just barely staying on, and he does flash in for it, and he gets the kill onto the cannon.
That was a cute little flash W back in by the Alawi up top. That was a nail biter there for a minute. Both of them, I think, were about a little sub 100 HP. I think.
Yep.
The flash W was just a little long range, a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah. So because the cannon didn't have flash up, he swapped it to Ignite, and that's how the Alawi got so low. But because he also had the Conqueror stacked up, he was able to survive the Ignite. Oh, and now they're looking for it again. They're probably not going to be able to get it. And the flash in for the Fiddlesticks. They will catch the Lulu, and she does go down.
That's another interaction from Fiddlesticks. When you first come out of your ult, if you're seen already, you cannot extend the range of your ult fear with flash anymore. Well, at all, really. You can still move yourself with your flash in the middle of your ult cast, but it doesn't extend the effective range of your, because you are technically seen as soon as you exit your ult animation and start the flash.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I don't know if he was seen already.
But they do get a catch onto the Aphelios, and that Thresh box evaporated the Aphelios.
Big burst damage from Kai'Sa passive.
Well played from Bois for the early game. They did have a little bit of struggle having 2 solo kills happen to both of their solo lanes, but the bot lane, they're putting in work.
Take a quick look at CS. For the most part, CS totals look a little.
Wukong jumps onto the top lane, does get onto the cannon. The cannon will use his ultimate to escape, and now Wukong is going to be going down to the cannon, giving him the blue buff. Now they're going to try to return it. Alawi does get the dunk onto him, but will take out the cannon. But Fiddlesticks, being full HP, is able to clean up house.
Just trading back and forth. Fiddlesticks now has got 5 Dark Harvest stacks to his name, having participated in quite a few of their kills now. 4 KP, 4 out of 5.
Now see, when I made the announcement in Discord about this matchup for our Twitch channel, I jokingly said to watch the Fiesta with you and me, but I didn't think we were going to get it this early.
No, it's been a delight of a game so far. Take a quick look at Vision. You know, you're a support, I'm a jungler. Both of us happen to like Vision, even if the rest of our teams don't. In this
Agreed.
case, SUEC, I think, has had the better Vision. I've been with the ward placement up and down river and even deep wards. And Bois
also
the mid lane.
Also, the carries that are still with the yellow trinkets, those are actually pretty good values, considering, players in, say, Ionia don't have those numbers. But something also that's actually a very important point, the Lulu actually finished her trinket before Thresh. And that is huge amounts of vision that you'll be able to get with that faster because of it. Because also you're also getting faster gold with each upgrade of the item.
Ah, good point. So it goes beyond just vision; it's also just item scaling of the support themselves.
Yep. Yeah. So the relic shield only gives you 2 gold per 10 seconds, whereas the first upgrade gives you 3 gold per 10 seconds, and then the final upgrade gives you 4 gold per 10 seconds. Ooh, Idocles maybe going down. Alawi does not have flash, though. She will not be able to get onto him. And Kennen will be able to scurry away. Hopefully he doesn't get stopped by a tentacle at the end.
Meanwhile, Fiddlestick took that opportunity to pick up the Rift Herald as a fight starts bot.
Oh, we do have Wukong going down really fast. Will have to get Lulu ulted. Lulu is going to go down after having to flash to try to save her Wukong, and now Fiddles jumps in with the ultimate and does take out the Aphelios. Anivia will be able to escape unless if Thresh can grab a hook onto her. Fizz does not have his ultimate, so there will be no more chase onto the Anivia.
It's actually used at the beginning of that fight.
And it looks like I was wrong because Anivia walked forward towards the Fizz.
Oh, what a disastrous fight for SUEC. Losing people, losing objectives, losing plates, and giving Dem Boys the opportunity to harvest even more plate spot lane. So Kaisa and Fiddlesticks picking up a bunch of extra plate gold from that. Thresh and Fizz mid lane picking up a couple of plates, one maybe two plates mid turret before the plate.
I believe that was 2 full plates. Seeing as it's now below 3,000, I think it was 2 plates.
Yeah, so gold differential now, like you just said, 3,020.1 to 23.1. Rounded up.
Rounded up, it's 3k good difference. Plus the drakes, and now I believe that was an Ocean Soul that came out. Yeah, it was. So that's going to be huge for either team actually. But Dem Boys is so much closer, and it looks like they may just get it.
All that AOE magic damage, all that healing at once.
And it's not even cut down. But Kennen TP'd into the bottom lane and will be dropping this Aphelios. Aphelios is trying to fight back, but does not have his red gun, so he's not going to be able to clear him out. And will be taken down. No Season 10 this game.
To his credit, he won the Kennen for quite a while there, even sitting inside of Kennen's ultimate. I got a little bit nervous for Idocles for just a half second. But it was a good TP, really good TP, because this kill here allows them to pick up the first turret in and get over to Kaisa and Thresh, who are already doing very, very well in their lane. That's a 5.
Oh, and Fiddlesticks jumps in onto the Alawi. The Alawi still hasn't taken down the tower. She's going to be going down to it. Does take out the Spirit, but Fiddlesticks was Zonya's, so he's not going down for that. Wukong does find him, though. He is going to be looking for this. He does not have the flash. He tries to E a little bit closer, but now he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Fizz does not have his ultimate anymore, but Wukong, he's going to be going down hard. Lulu now having to escape with the Anivia in the top lane as well, but Anivia wants to fight this. And now Kennen from base runs up and does catch him. Thresh also having a ball. Fiddlesticks is trying to survive on the edge and will be able to do so. I believe that was a delayed 4 for 0.
With all 5 of them boys, I think top a very protracted fight. Take a moment to reset now. While we're doing that, we'll take a look at vision, and I'm seeing much more vision on the side of Dem Boys now, not only inside the jungle, but also side of SUEC's jungle. Now that Fiddlesticks is a little bit brave, a little farther ahead, you can see them pushing their vision lines forward. He had to kind of sit back and kind of ward his own jungle in the river while he was weaker than Wukong, but I think that time has passed now. The ability, and his team has the ability to push up a little deeper.
So I never actually touched on this point, but the fact that yes, they built full magic damage with Kaisa being this hybrid champion.
Sure.
The fact that they did that actually is really good for Dem Boys, because that means Wukong's passive is almost non-existent. Especially because it wasn't
only armor?
It's only armor. It's armor and percent health regeneration. And you don't get that effectiveness as a jungle Wukong. You get that as a solo lane where you can abuse it. You don't get that when you're fighting every single champion of the game this early on. You need that little bit of a lane opportunity. And we do see Fizz whiffed his ultimate. Anivia is trying to hold out for as long as she can. Will go into the egg, and now the Wukong is trying to help clear out this Fizz. Will be dropped to the Fizz, but now the Aphelios does pick up his first kill of the game and will be taking a huge shutdown.
I'm sure you can appreciate somebody queuing or flashing away from your lantern. That fight actually started out as a little bit of a catch onto Cannon in the mid lane, and evolved into this 4v4 that we see here now.
I'm getting a sounds are quiet, so I'm going to increase sounds.
And there's third dragon that's going over to guys. Actually, there was in the pit thanks to the thanks to the Ocean Soul map. We have the hidden bush in the back where you can drop a pink ward and it's unseen. So actually, SUEC knew that Dumb Boys was on that. They just couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, they just finally were getting a bunch of items for their champions. Anivia is still stacking that tier. Does have the components for the Seraphs. Just needs to have it finished out. And that's
go back real quick.
Oh, go ahead. So that's another thing that I was actually like concerned about with the Anivia. The fact that it takes so long for you to become a champion with two very long scaling items that cost a lot of money. You need to be able to spike on one item in this game. Fizz is able to do that with Protobelt. Anivia needs both Rod and Sarah, and it's going to be still another 5-10 minutes before you're able to get both. But go ahead.
No, that actually feeds decently well into my point, which was that I think people sometimes read in a little bit too much to a team that's, say, full AD or full AP, and they think, oh, no, we need this damage type or this damage type. But realistically, who on the side of SUEC is going to spend a lot of effort stacking MR other than Alawi? If you wind up with a tank Wukong, okay.
Well, so you're going to have Death's Dance Wukong, and oh, so close. Oh, and the Smackdown brings down Kennen. Wukong, oh no. Okay, okay. They weren't. They had their shops open there. I could see. If they didn't have their shops open, they would have been able to have seen Wukong and just been like, "Oh, get it!"
On their way back home, already thinking about their next purchase.
Kaisa does go in onto the Alawi and will get dropped down before the Alawi can dunk down on her.
One dunk, 210 slams, two tentacle slams. They did a decent amount, but that's all. Was the R. Kaisa's at that 2-item spike. She's got 6 kills. She does plenty of damage.
Oh yeah, she's got 6 kills. Fizz has 6 kills. Fiddles is deathless. This is a pretty good game from Dem Boys. You know, got to clean up a little bit on the side lanes though, or sorry, the solo lanes, because they got soloed both of them early on in this game. So clean up that a little bit, and then you got a pretty clean game from them.
Now that it looks like Anivia is most of the way towards her Seraph, it'll be interesting to see how Dem Boys choose to pull this. With the Anivia sitting mid, there's almost no way that you're going to be able to siege unless you get some really good angles for the Fiddlesticks engage onto Anivia. So they have a lot of wave clear. They can hold this team off reasonably well if they can keep Fizz off and they can keep and they can keep Fiddlesticks off. Unfortunately, that also means since they're being pushed back, that allows the really quite fed Dem Boys.
Ooh, did not really get the shark off or the pug off.
No pug here.
So I think that's actually a really strong skin. Oh, hold up, Alawi's about to get collapsed on by this Fiddlesticks. Does get a bunch of damage off via the tentacles, does not use her R, is trying to get it off, and now does use her R at the very end, will get the Zonias off of the Fiddlesticks, and is going to be able to flash away. Alawi used her flash earlier to try to get the Kaisa, so will be able to escape.
So she did very smartly pick up that early Spirit Visage. I don't know if she finished it before Cleaver or not.
She finished it after. It was her second item. So the Cleaver was her first item.
Quite the side lane threat now, and they're going to have to send with her. I mean, they were able to send Kai'Sa the one time, and Kai'Sa managed to take her down under turret. They went ult for ult, and Kai'Sa won. But that was just now Fizz and Fiddlesticks, one after the other, going to answer her, and neither of them did so successfully.
So, as I was going to say originally, oh, nice wall from the Anivia does force the Kennen flash. That is huge going into the next team fight, especially since Soul Point is up now.
This pug does land.
So,
looks like nothing comes of it though.
So now they're trying to watch for where the Fiddlesticks is actually coming from, because they can easily still get collapsed on by this Kennen. But they need to not be too far away from this Soul Point. So Anivia and Alawi will be able to keep them away, and Wukong is able to push the Kennen out of the way. Kennen will be able to teleport, but he doesn't have anything to really teleport to other than this bottom lane.
SUC did a really good job right there pushing Dem Boys away from the dragon. And SUC is going to take that victory. They're just going to start out the dragon, and Dem Boys isn't going to contest. They say, we can afford to let this dragon go.
Just don't do anything intelligently proactive for the next 25 minutes, guys. Don't be CLG.
SUC looks like they might be trying to capitalize on some of this momentum. They know that all the vision was just placed around the dragon side, so they're going to start controlling vision up and around the Baron. They're going to in the bot side.
They're going to put
might just try and start this up.
Like they're going to go as soon as they see the Fiddlesticks jump onto him. They're telling everybody go 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 go. Alawi is now trying to fight this. Doesn't use her R to dodge the knockup of the Fizz ultimate. Will go down to them, and neither of them have a way to get up to this Baron pit. They will be able to take it down. Wukong blocking for the Kai'Sa W, and will be taken down. Kennen jumps into the fight and will be taking down that Lulu. Now Kai'Sa's trying to clear out this Wukong. Doesn't have the vision, but now he does, and down goes the Wukong. Now it's two that have to escape with this Baron buff. Kai'Sa does jump in with the flash and does get dropped. Now Kennen is trying to have to clean up and try to save what face he can. Kennen will be able to escape thanks to the Thresh Lantern, and Anivia, you're way too far away from your tower, my dude. that was actually, I'll give him that. That was actually pretty clean. It's like Thresh being a bro, saving Fizz for what he can.
Couldn't stay out of there for that whole time though.
Yeah, well, Fizz eventually had to just flash out, so it sucks, but you know.
That was a really, really good turn of momentum by SUEC. They took the dragon and they immediately recognized that Dem Boys was backing off, and they walked directly over to Baron, sent Alawi bot. They said, go down there, draw as many. We know we can burn Baron down reasonably quickly.
It's like, and if you die, then you die, and well, he died. So.
Sorry, it was a sacrifice I was willing to make.
And so with that, they do have two Barons, one on the Anivia, the other on the Aphelios. So now they're sending both of them into the top lane, and that's a scary prospect to think about. Now the Alawi is able to bully this Fizz quite a bit thanks to her her E for the Spirit. Kennen is on the side here and will be able to get onto them. Alawi tries to drop damage and does take out the Fizz! Oh my god! And down goes the Smackdown! Now Wukong is jumping onto them. Kai'Sa does go down to the Anivia's E and will be trying to take out this Thresh too, but now Fiddlesticks jumps in and will barely not get the Wukong. Will be able to survive thanks to the stopwatch, or the Sonya's now, sorry. He upgraded that. And holy crap, I never looked at it until now. Look at the vision score difference between the junglers and the supports. Oh, Anivia does get caught onto by the Thresh. The Thresh barely survives out of that. The Anivia will have to pop her Ceres, and now Aphelios is trying to season 10 them to get this tower. Will be dropping this Thresh, but will he go down too? looks like the Lulu will be able to keep him alive, and now he has the red-white gun. He's going to be able to season 10 this, but he does not have a GA yet, so he will go down. Now Lulu is trying to help get the Anivia to escape out of this fight, and with that, they will take an inhibitor tower.
Welcome to the fiesta. If it wasn't clear in the first 8 minutes of the game, it sure is now. 12-22. We've got ourselves a 34 kill game here, and now only a single gold separate from SC after that Baron power play.
Yeah, so we were starting to see, like, he had the correct guns, either red, white, or red, blue. Either one, in my opinion, is just so overpowered. And he got the red, white. Mind you, he didn't have the red gun up for its ability when the Fizz got onto him, so that's why he died.
The interesting note about the symmetry between and support CSs here, or visions across the teams, and that's that Fiddlesticks passive.
Agreed. Yeah, and
because you have it's on such a low cooldown comparatively to a yellow trinket, and then you don't, of course, have to buy your.
Okay,
super.
so
you always
watch the cannon on the side. Watch the cannon on the side. Wukong does go onto the cannon. The cannon will be dropping down below 60%. Now 50% will be going down before, and now they're trying to collapse onto everybody. Fizz will drop his ultimate and will be attached onto the Lulu. Lulu will be going down. Anivia very close to being down. Drop below 10%. Does go down to the Kaisa, and now Fiddlesticks will flash onto the Wukong, but will not be able to get him. But down goes the Lulu to the Fizz, and now it's a 3v4 for the Dragon.
Important fight for Dem Boys to win here.
Wukong does not have flash, so he has to walk around the long way. Does get hooked by the Thresh, and down goes the Ocean Soul to Dem Boys. And now the Wukong goes down. They do not have the way to fight this at this moment. Phelios is not strong enough yet, and will be having a Lowy to try to solo everybody, but doesn't have enough damage yet either. Will be going down. Full ace for the side of Dem Boys.
Full ace away with the Ocean Soul. That's the 4th dragon for them. Imagine that may have played a part in the final part of that team fight there.
And now they get to set up for Baron. That's up in 30 seconds. Most of the members will be up in time to be able to walk there. But now it's just a matter of, do they actually get out any sort of vision? And they only had the one in the blue area for the top side.
Stocking up on pink wards, that's 4 for each side, ready to lay them down the side of SUEC now.
Aphelios, I appreciate you for buying pink wards. He actually had I think it was a refill pot, and he ended up selling it because he's like, wait, no, I need to be a teamer. I need to get that pink ward. I need to get that vision score. I can't have my mid laner out vision scoring me.
Well, realistically, the health you're going to get back from a refill pot in the middle of a team fight this stage of the game, I don't think it's going to be at the
Yeah, it's like, effectively, it's going to be like, at best, 200. You're going to die to an instant to a Fizz, so...
Right, Fizz is on top of you.
Wukong better be careful. He doesn't want to engage too heavily on this. Alawi is splitting in the bot lane. She does have teleport if they really wanted to fight for this, but it doesn't look like they even want to contest it. We do have a bunch of pings. Wukong does try to go in, but doesn't get the jump into the pit. And Alawi will teleport now. Why are you teleporting? It's a lost fight. Alawi is trying to do what damage she can to everybody. Will be trying to take down the Fiddlesticks, but will be going down herself to all this crowd control that they have. But will be able to take out the Thresh.
Teleport is 3 for 1, or a 1 for 3.
So
Definitely
that was
losing fight there.
that was a huge mistake of a teleport for him to do right there. You should have just kept splitting, because look at how much damage is on that tower now. That is an inhibitor down if the Alawi kept pushing that.
Right. I think she takes inhib, and then you just let the rest sacrifice them for that bottom inhibitor. You need a point of pressure to counteract the points of pressure that Dem Boys can apply with the Baron now.
Yeah,
and now they don't have that.
and with Baron up for the next 2 minutes, Elder will be up in 2.5 minutes time. They'll be able to set up for that as Baron is wrapping up. So in these next 2 minutes, we want to see the base being broken for Dem Boys to get into SUEC's base.
It looks like they're collecting mid, and
yeah, all 5 are sitting in the mid lane. I do not agree with having all 5 being here. Wukong is hidden. He actually didn't see the Wukong there.
Even so, SUEC is yielding that tier 2 tower. And it looks like
Kennan's going in. He does have Ghost. He does try to get in. Does drop onto the Philios. The Anivia does save him with that stun. And now Kennen goes down. No stopwatch used. And now they're trying to re-engage onto this Kai'Sa. The Kai'Sa does not have her ultimate anymore. They're trying to do what damage she can. And the Philios does take her down. Now the Fiddlesticks is trying to clean house. Will be dropping everybody very, very low. The Fiddles is going to be healing up by the Anivia. And Fizz is going to barely not going to get the Lulu. Now with the Lowy being the only one even healthy enough to survive at this tower, they're probably going to have to give it up. And that'll be the first tower, inhibitor tower, sorry, going down for SUEC. And Lowy does try to use her ultimate, but doesn't do anything.
It was another opportunity where they were looking to defend a fight that was already lost. I think you really would just want to allow it to walk back there.
Yeah, you just accepted that, yes, this is down. I accept my fate that this is not going to work. Maybe we can, because we're 3 and they're 3, they don't want to take tower. Or, sorry, they don't want to take inhibitor. And then you still have your Alawi for the Elder fight that is coming up in a 30-second time frame.
That'll be just about when she spawns, so she'll have to book it right over there. But it also means that they don't have as much pressure to get vision down, and someone's going to have to go deal with that top wave.
Yeah, nobody has been top lane in the last like 3, maybe 4 minutes, I think. So that's just huge amounts of gold that is just going to the wayside.
You know, my top laner complains like that to me all the time. No one comes top. No one comes top.
Well, nobody even gets the money from top or the experience. That's a big no-no. But now they have double smite because of the spellbook from the Kennen. So now, and at level 17 and 18, that's almost 2,000 smite range. Oh, and Kennen gets it on his smite and does go down. The Elder will be taken, and now Lulu is trying to escape from her and will not be able to. Now Alawi is going to have to try to somehow... Wait, how did she get over there?
It's a good question.
Now Aphelios is trying to out season 10 him. Will be going down to the Elder, just so close, and does go down. Fizz is going to be able to live through that with the Ocean Soul. That is such a stupid soul. They shouldn't have made that. Alawi is now going to try to fight for this with her life, but will be taking a lot of damage. Does take down the Kennen. Will be taking down what damage he can, but it's too little too late. Down goes Alawi. Wukong is up in 5, but I think that they've still got this.
Overall, very, very well played game by Dem Boys. Like you were mentioning, except for a couple of solo kills on the side lanes early. Except for that, I mean, they did everything that they were supposed to do this game. They team fought well, and they let themselves scale up well. I thought it was excellent.
You fool! You have ruined your KDA! wait, hold up. Aphelios is still alive, but the Elder from Thresh will be taking him down. Kaisa's just going to go and collect some farm to get some patent stats, what she can. And down goes the Nexus. Game 1. Dem boys up.
1-0.
60 kills. Whew. Dem boys had more kills than minutes in the game. That's impressive. Alright. I need a moment for my voice, as you may or may not have heard me cough a couple of times in the cast.
Oh, I couldn't tell if it was you or me.
That was definitely me. So we are going to
Oh,
take
it was me too.
a short commercial break. We will be right back after these messages from the free music that we get from Riot. Thank you.
Thanks, Riot.
1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are getting right underway. Sorry about the delays. I had personal stuff I had to take care of real quick, i.e., trash day. So, we are already underway in Game 2 of Dem Boys versus SUEC. Once again, I'm Ansem571.
Monte Carlo Met.
And while I am catching my breath, would you like to take it away with the draft changes that we have seen from both sides?
Sure. Are we? Are we? I still see the be right back message on Twitch. Are we up?
We are up.
Okay. Well, that's Twitch's fault, not yours then. So it looks like we got some similar 80 carry bands coming out up into Misfortune, and that actually is it. So maybe not so similar. So we've got Misfortune out, we've got Aurelion Soul out, we've got Alawi out. Teams have switched sides here. Dem Boys has opted to take Alawi off the table for SUEC this time. And SUEC has opted to take both Fizz and Thresh off the table from Dem Boys, and then pick the Fiddlesticks away. So actually, sort of like three bands coming out from three bands or picks from last game coming from SUEC, taking them away from Dem Boys. That means that Volibear is actually left through. So Dem Boys picks that up. It's unclear whether or not that's a jungle or a top lane Volibear. If it's a jungle, it looks like the jungle matchups, the jungle 80 carry matchups would be decided then. That'd be Volibear, Fiddle, and Vayne Ashe. So Vayne Morgana, Dem Boys picks up their support, so they've drafted the ambiguous Volibear. They could flex that around if they wanted to, and then solidified their bot lane in with Vayne and Morgana. Meanwhile, SUEC is looking to take their third champion here, already having Fiddlesticks Ashe. See what they come up with. I actually don't know Ashe's status that well this season. I don't see her played that often. SUEC also opts to pick up their support there. So we have Ashe Alistar v Vayne Morgana in the bot lane.
That's a little weird, but okay. Not going to judge, I guess. Morgana is actually just a pretty big, just no counter to Alistar.
Right.
It's like as soon as he looks like he's going to dash onto you, you just no.
Right, and he has to pick Alistar into Morgana that in that case, so they opted into SUEC
That's
opted into that matchup.
some pretty ballsy there. I like it.
I don't actually see a lot of synergy in that bot lane between the Ashe and the Alistar.
Yeah, so like if they put the black shield on one, then they just choose Ashe to go on the other, or vice versa.
SUEC looks like they missed a ban.
Oof.
Wonder if this is a technical difficulties or no. Dem Boys is opting to just let them type it in to chat. Kled. Okay, the missing ban is Kled. So Kled and Klin. Kled and Quinn.
No. See that?
By SUEC the last time.
That's not the tongue twister. The tongue twister is a bottom lane duo I saw this season that I had to cast was Xayah and Zyra. Yeah.
Zyra. Z's. Z's in the bot lane.
Xayah is an X, sir.
Z sounds. Come on.
But that's why. Like, you're going to miss that one up a lot. But we do not have that in this game. We do see the Malzahar hover into the Orianna. I personally do not agree with that. While yes, it can be used to help you to dodge the initial crowd control. When Fiddlesticks jumps in, he does damage as well as the fear, but then he can do the swipe as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you did nothing to stop that. Congrats. And Ori's going to be picking up either a Super Soaker or a Ludens, so you're not going to be having your passive. So I do not agree with the Malzahar pick. I do like the Shen pick. I do like that.
I do too. It gives them the opportunity to give Vayne a whole lot of protection, and not only that, protection from after Because if Fiddlesticks jumps on Morgana, kind of shuts her down, they still have somebody to come in from left field, ulting the Vayne, giving her some more protection, and letting them continue the fight. Also, if I can just say, I'm looking forward to some immense long wet noodle fights between Shen and Maokai. Bring on the battle of the tanks.
So I used to be a top laner.
So
Um,
sorry.
no, I actually enjoyed playing tank meta because nobody knew how to play tank meta well. So they would just be like, all right, well, I'm just going to sit here and scale. Okay. Nobody do nothing, just going to scale. Don't mind us. No, I would bring it to them and I'd be like, yo, we fight. We going to scrap level 1 and either you in or you out.
That's my preferred jungle meta as well. I'm not so much into these early fighty skirmishing jungles. I like the tanky team fight junglers. I like to bring the beef. It's a lot more fun, I think, than the bruisers that we have here now. The bruisers and skirmishers that we have here now.
But I do remember a couple of times back in the olden days of this other league called Vantage Esports.
Hey, I
Uh,
remember that.
I used to play Maokai a lot until Ornn came out, and then I played Ornn. Yes, I did. I
Why would you play
love
when Ornn is on the table?
because nobody knew how to play Ornn until season 8.
Took a little while.
Yes, it did. It came out in season 7. Nobody played it in season 7. I don't know why. That's their fault. But I would love playing Maokai into champions like Vayne because you're able to just click on them and then 1v1 them. It doesn't matter how far in or out of the game that it is. You're able to 1v1 the Vayne if you have items like Ninja Tabby or Bramble Vest. And they can't do anything to stop it. You just beat them up.
Oh, this was pre-work Maokai or
No, this
post-work?
was post.
Post-work.
Pre-rework Maokai was amazingly good. Like,
I actually never played it. I didn't get
um,
into him back then.
so I think that if they were to keep all his other effects the same as they are now, but change his R so that way it gives it back that AoE damage reduction, I think that that would be actually a good top laner that would rival Ornn. So then you would have two really good tank champions that scale really well that don't necessarily like hard lose too many matchups. But they're never going to do that because people don't like seeing long skirmishes, so that's why they made Aphelios
Right.
and Zoe.
Well, to those people who say they don't like seeing long skirmishes, I can really only assume that they must never have seen a full 5-minute fight between a Maokai and a Shen.
No,
And I'm at,
what was it back? Not that matchup. A Maokai and I want to say Olaf. It was either Olaf or no, it was Scion, because Scion would just have these huge, gigantic shields that you would barely break through his Maokai. Um, but because you're healing through all the damage, it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, I don't know. What are you going to do about it? Uh, Eventually, we're going to run out of mana, so let's just go ahead and go our separate ways. It's like, okay.
so let's maybe jump back onto team fights here. We've got another minute and 45 seconds or so of spectator delay before game 2 starts.
That is
What are you
correct.
thinking? What are you thinking? What do you thinking each team here wants to do?
So blue sides obviously protect the puppy comp. Either Vayne goes off or they lose. Malzahar, while decent damage, it's not consistent enough.
Right, I think
That
he's gonna be peeling a lot here.
Yeah, peeling or trying to catch out like either the Oriana or the Ashe.
That
Um,
being said, there's no one really to peel. It's not like there's an assassin that's gonna come find Vayne.
Maokai is going to point and click on her. They going to get
That
on
could
her.
be, but he has to get there first.
That's not a problem. As somebody who used to play Maokai a lot, that is not a problem. It's
Through Volley and Morgana, you think?
it's getting everybody else there is the problem.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, because with the Maokai, you can flash W and it's like you're on Vayne. Like she is not going to stop that. But Fiddlesticks, Alistar, while they can with a question mark follow up, um, Oriana and Ash can't.
Right. They really want to stand behind the front line, so it kind of makes me think that Alistar and Maokai want to stand in front of Ori and Ash. Um, so you've got kind of two champions that want to go in, and you've got two champions that want to sit back, and you've got Alistar who's left with, well, what do I do? If you're playing Alistar here, are you focused more on engage or are you focused more on peeling?
So I'm
Or
looking
is
to
that
be so I'm
specific?
looking on engage, but I'm looking to be the second engage. But we're going to go ahead and transition into game two real quick, and then we'll talk about more points. Who do you think is going to win, chat? Game two, Dem Boys or SUEC? Let's get into game two. Let's see who's going to win this. And of course, we got Moo Man. So as both Alistar and the Fiddlesticks, I'm looking to be the second form of engagement because
Right.
immediately,
Fiddle makes sense, yeah.
immediately I just say, okay, well, Ash needs a QSS. Like that's not even a question mark. Oriana can afford to go for a barrier, which will stop the Morgana, the Bear from going in. It won't stop the Malzahar, but it's like if he's using his ultimate on you, then it's like okay, well now you have to deal with the Ash.
Right. Got a couple of things coming down in the top side, red's top side. Not sure what this is all about. It looks like it's going to be an invade. So we have Dem Boys coming up all through top side Tribrush. Meanwhile, SUEC is fanning out, standard fan.
They
Getting
see,
into Tribrush
yeah.
safely.
So Den Boys definitely do have a decent invade comp, especially with the Morgana binding. If they find anybody, then they're just dead. They're trying to be sneaky about this. Maokai was not in the Tribush, so they have no idea this is happening.
Nobody actually knows where anyone is.
Yeah, the Phil Six put a pink ward out early, as he should, but now they're kind of just walking around. Nobody knows. The Maokai did go through, but they do see the blade, so they do know they're somewhere in the jungle. They just have no idea where. And oh no, the Oriana's caught. Oh, but the binding misses. She still has barrier.
Right?
She uses her flash. She didn't use her barrier. Why didn't she use her barrier?
What's your time check? What are you at right now?
I am at 1:15. Let me go ahead and speed up a little bit, just to make sure I am on time with everything. All right, I am at 1:37, 38,
Okay.
39, 40. Oh my god, why did she not use the barrier?
So this is interesting. Fiddlesticks is opting to start on his chickens. Volibear started topside with a leash, and actually they have full vision on Fiddlesticks doing this. So I'm kind of surprised that Volley didn't take his level 2 and run straight at Fiddlesticks.
So, to chat for why she didn't just use barrier, the barrier is 115. At best, Vayne does about 60 damage. She would have lived through that with the barrier eating up that last auto attack. Sorry, you are Colorcaster, but I needed to point that out that is why she would have lived if she would have had that. And now, Vayne is ahead in lane, and you never want to have a Vayne ahead.
Right.
Oh, but
Volibear coming in his second time. Interesting. So he took. Yeah, it's an interesting path from Volibear here. I'm not really sure I agree with him taking Gromp because he doesn't actually get anything by taking Gromp instead of immediately invading after
yeah,
his buff. He
and
wants either press his level 2 or to rush level 3, and he did neither.
Also, because it's the Fiddlesticks, he should have known because he did the exact same thing last game. At least for his start, where he went to the red buff, then to
Right.
chickens. So he should have
Well, he
known the
actually had
pathing.
vision.
Yeah,
Well, they had vision on the red buff and on the chickens, so they knew everything Fiddlesticks was doing, and
and
yet
they
he still
still
opted
didn't
to
do
go for a
anything.
Gromp.
Yeah, that's just poor pathing.
Volibear opting to
Ooh,
flex
now
his
the
ultimate
return
here,
fire
going
for
after
the
the blue
Vayne. The
buff.
Vayne is trying to do a lot of damage. Does burn the flash from Ash. Or sorry, the heal from
Yeah.
the Ash, but now the Ilisar is trying to headbutt them out of this blue buff. Orianna is around. Ash doesn't have her heal, but she does have her flash. Alistar, what are you doing here? You need to get out. You do not have anything to fight with. Shen, meanwhile, in the top lane, is bullying this Maokai. Doesn't get any healing whatsoever.
So Volibear actually walks away with the blue buff in the middle of that scuffle, and Fiddlesticks is left to just sit here and clear Gromp kind of sadly. Alistair is announcing, by the way, he's
Ooh,
streaming the
nice
stream
little
with the
Q to,
countdown.
like get the knock up. But Shen will be doing a lot of damage and will force the teleport out from the Maokai early. This Ashe is so low. She has no health pots, no biscuits. She's just crying right now. I think if I were to highlight over it real quick, Mr. Chat, I would go and see if the game would let me. She did not take biscuits, so she has no sustain in this lane, taking the lethal tempo.
No lane sustain. Some pings going out onto Fiddlesticks' top side. I assume that's from Dem Boys pinging out where Fiddlesticks is going to be next. They have a pretty good idea that he's got nothing up on his bot side, and Volibear was previously pinging out the dragon, so it looks like they might try to look for that kind of early. Although Volley hasn't backed yet, and Fiddle has, so in spite of being up in CS, he's actually a little bit down in items right now.
Yeah,
So he's
Volibear
going to
is
take the
resetting
reset.
now. And we always love some more cowbell. That is not taunt, that is a requirement by the champion's skin.
Well, that and Christopher Walken. Malzahar
I
opting.
I remember it from Will Ferrell, not from Christopher Walken.
So Malzahar here opting to take the teleport back after picking up a blasting wand. So he's going to go straight damage. He's not interested in a tier build.
Now, I do like, really quick from top lane perspective, I really do. Oh, hold up. We do got an ultimate coming in from the mid lane to the Orianna. Orianna is going to be dropped to below half health, but will survive thanks to no gank showing up in the mid lane.
He's flexing that early blasting wand, just walking up and ulting.
So, as I was going to say, for the top lane fight, I do actually like the Bammy Cinder first on the Shen, because this allows you to proc your Grasp of the Undying even faster. Nice binding onto the Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks does fear the Vayne long enough. Ooh, auto attacks the effigy, but does still get the kill in the end. Goes down.
That was Fiddlesticks' flash over that wall too.
And does get a binding onto the Ashe. The Ashe is barely going to be able to survive. And also the mid lane. Ori does have flash ultimate, but now the Maokai is trying to get what little damage he can, but is going to go down to the Shen for the solo 1v1.
So far, 3 kills for Dem Boys, putting them up 2k gold over SUEC. Looks like some action may be happening here in the mid lane. Setting up a gank. Nope, they're just going to walk away. Volibear not quite level 6 yet. Of course he was, and
Then I would be like, yeah, no, you put the barrier and you go. But unfortunately, Oliver was not. Fortunately for the Orianna, he was not. So is able to back and get her lost chapter.
So both supports were actually missing there for a little bit. So both AD carries consequently picking up a little bit of solo XP while their supports roamed around.
Ooh,
Really nice
whoa. That was beautiful timing. Like, even the question ping came out. I was like, wait, what? Did that just happen?
Or those animations you think is a bug. Wait a minute. I just headbutted in. Why am I going back out?
It's like, I know I got her.
Let's take a little look at vision here. In the last game, Zuggs was playing on the weak side champion, playing on Fiddlesticks into Wukong. This time he's on the dominant champion, and you can see that kind of reflected in their vision line that's moving through SUEC's jungle, as opposed to their really shallow or defensive vision. Now they're the ones that are pushing in. You can do that because Volibear has such kind of an oppressive jungle presence, and also because you have a 2-kill Vayne.
So, you're actually seeing a swing in the mid lane now because of the item differences. So while yes, the blasting wand does give a higher AP, or no, it gives the same AP value. Wait, oh no, yeah, but she was able to back and get the lost chapter. Yes, but because of that, Malzahar has no mana. Orianna does, so she can fight here in this at this fight, but she doesn't get anything. She actually just waits until after the Fiddlesticks dies. I think you were supposed to do that a little bit before, my dude, but that is what you do. But Maokai is trying to take out the Shen, is trying his damnedest, and now Soul is going to be taken down by Volibear is taking down the barrier. She actually stole the Rift Herald. Oh, and down he goes, and Ori picks that up.
There's that W.
Oh my god. She's actually able to get out. That's a tilt. That's a tilt moment right there. That's a tilter. The fact that not only she was able to get the Rift Herald and escape, she was even able to get a kill out of that.
I think it was Fiddlesticks that managed to smite it, wasn't it?
I think he died before that. If I were to check the chat logs real quick.
I didn't see it.
It doesn't say.
Yeah. So the objective, again, winds up going over to SUEC. They're still down about 3k gold, but they're starting to pick up 1-for-1s. It's always good if you're down 2 or 3 kills. Getting a 1-for-1 is a perfectly acceptable proposition.
And now the items are effectively even in the mid lane. We do see an extra Amp Tome and boots for the Malzahar, but that's perfectly okay for the Orianna.
That's not the most important item in his inventory.
No, it's not. It's the pink ward. It's the pink ward. It's the pink ward.
It's the pink ward.
For anybody, for anybody who guessed the blasting wand, you were incorrect.
Oh, absolutely. Blasting wand versus pink ward is no contest. That being said, though, in spite of the success that Orianna's had in the last several minutes, Malzahar is up about 30 CS on her, so there's still quite a decisive lead there, gold lead even, given that they both have the same number of kills.
Now we get this Roman going. Alistar with mobility boots is actually like really stupidly strong, just because you can just go roam to mid real quick and be like, oh, hey, am I going to go in? Am I going to go out? What am I doing? And then just run back bot before they even think about trying to fight the Ashe. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought it was mid.
Well, he was mid.
Yeah.
But then he wasn't.
But that was 5 seconds ago.
That's a long time for an Alistar with mobility boots.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. But it looks like they will be starting up this Drake for the Earth Drake. They're trying to get this Fiddlesticks, and they are not able to catch him, but they will still be able to take out this Drake. Little to no contest.
Yeah, they rotated their Shen down as well, just to kind of pick up the mid lane a little bit.
Oh, and today is the day of Oceans. We are getting another Ocean Soul in this matchup, and Dem Boys are trying to get a second one for this series.
Vision is looks like it's mostly
Oh, that is
wow.
so clean. Like,
Synchron's over here scripting on Vayne.
hello? Yes, that is hello. And down goes the Oriana to the Volibear gank with the Malzahar ultimate. Shen is bullying this Maokai once again in the top lane. Is trying to survive, but it doesn't look like it's going well for him, even despite having this grasp and a passive that says, hey, I'm going to heal up. But now Volibear is going in, and he takes down the... Oh, wait, the Maokai is actually going to live? He
Yes,
lives. Oh,
that's
wait. Hold up. He's looking for it. I can see the blood in his eyes. It's the same blood that I have. He's going for it. He misses it with the shield. Nice knock up with the Alistar this time around. Did get it that time. Wasn't prepared for it just yet. Maokai is trying to hold out. Ooh, and a nice flash from Idocles. Does take him out, but does get taken out by the minions. And the Bammies didn't have enough time to proc, so he didn't get the death on for the Maokai. Clean. As clean as you could get from this Shen right there.
well played indeed. Take a look back at Vision. I see it mostly concentrated just along the river. A little bit of defensive vision coming out from the side of SUEC. Other than that, nothing to really fight over, and it looks like nobody's looking for jungle vision either. If we take a look at CS totals, it looks like on the side of Bois, they're pretty well ahead in every lane, 20, 30 CS or so. So in contrast to last game where we had some kind of sloppy play by the solo lanes early, giving up some kills. This game not so much. And
yeah, this game they actually have gotten the solo kills.
Solo kills and CS.
So I'm looking for one of these two top laners to get a Bramble Vest because both of them are auto attacking like crazy against each other. Like, I would like for one of you guys to get it. Just either one. I don't care which one. Just one of you guys.
Interesting that Maokai would be going for the Abyssal Mask. It's the aggressive of the two options, but I would have thought here that you would prefer the Spirit Visage, given that you've correctly recognized that Shen does so much magic damage. But why not take advantage of your passive rather than look for that?
Ooh, we got to fight in the mid lane. Does get the Oriana Shockwave, but Malzahar gets his ultimate off and will take down the Oriana.
Fiddlesticks waiting in the wings.
Shen constantly trying to get on this. Oh, does get the fear off onto him. Does try to do as much damage as he can. The Fiddlesticks is going to ult soon, but now Volibear with the Ragnarok coming in. Now Maokai has this different problem. He's not even worth 300 gold anymore. That's not good.
That is one change that I wish that they would show in the scoreboard alongside with alongside bounties. Just the champion's worth. I was kind of confused why they initially included it in the bounty system and then removed it and then never put it back.
Ooh, the heal barely clutched the Alistar heal there. Because the Alistar ultimate does not reduce the damage from the Silverbolt procs. So it was just the auto attacks that he was able to survive off of.
Nothing reduces true damage.
Yep.
So in terms of what SUEC can do here, what are they looking for? How do they turn this game around? Because it's tilting in one direction and it's tilting pretty rapidly. What do we think that they need to do?
So your bottom lane is currently your saving grace in the fact that they're not as far behind. And your Oriana, your Oriana is behind, but she is really close to staying even. I would go and say immediately start sending your Alistar and your Ashe to the mid lane, but we don't have that opportunity because the Alistar is going to be dropped to the Volibear, and now they're trying to get to this Vayne. As I mentioned earlier, the Maokai is beating up on this Vayne. Does go down, does take the shutdown onto the Ashe, and now they're trying to escape from this Malzahar's ultimate. Oh, and the
Easy
Shockwave, and
win
now
kick.
wait, Ashe is at a triple kill. Hold up, is this going to be a pentakill? Hold up, are we about to see our first pentakill of this season? Hold up, it's very close. We got.
Shin W coming
Oh, and
down.
the Maokai takes it. And now the Volibear
Yeah,
does ult away, but that is huge for the side of
huge.
SUEC. They got a huge big boy shutdown for both the Orianna and the Ashe, and Ashe got 3 of those. That's
3 kills on
insane.
that Ashe, and she was already kind of their shining point, their strong point in this game. So we we're looking at the gold differential, we're looking at the kill differential here, and it's tilted definitely in Dem Boys' favor. But this is an excellent opportunity for SUEC to capitalize. And we saw last game their ability to turn a fight around and then
Volibear has the
capitalize on
blast
the
cone.
results
Hold
of
up,
that.
hold up. We got a blast cone coming in. Vayne does have a way in there. And now Ashe does use her ultimate to try to get into the back line. They don't have the jungler in the pit. They have to take out this Volibear. Volibear does get away with that Drake, and now the Shen is going to be able to get in just before the Morgana does get taken down, and now they're trying to survive. And it does get taken away. Now that is the first of many Ocean Souls for this game. Ocean Drakes
How
for this game.
unfortunate. How unfortunate. SUC showed some really, really good things last game when they won the fight around when they pushed Dem Boys off Dragon, won that fight, and then immediately walked over to Baron. That was a very decisive play. I like seeing that very much, and I was kind of hoping they could pull off something similar right here, having won a fight. I think they stuck around to take that bottom turret a little bit too long. If they'd instead peeled off and gone straight to Dragon, I think that would have been an easier
So
take.
I think both were good ideas, but the problem was they did the Drake on Vision, so the Volibear knew exactly when to jump in. Mind you, SUEC actually did the smart thing and pulled off the Drake, so it stayed at like 1500. So it's like, uh, uh, what are we doing? Who's going to smite? Am I going to smite? Are you going to smite? What are we doing here? And they
Right,
kind
there's
of had
more
this,
ambiguity in the situation.
but because of that as well, they had that little dance until Shen was able to get back alive and use his ultimate.
And in spite of having won that previous fight, they didn't actually take the opportunity to back there. They were pressing their advantage, but that meant that they were sitting with gold in their inventories. And Ashe does pick up an entire QSS off that fight. She may have also finished her boots. I don't remember what her inventory looked like before that.
She had T1 boots. Oh, and down
Okay,
goes.
so
Hold up, we gotta fight onto this Malzahar. Malzahar is trying to drop this Fiddlesticks and does go down, but Orianna does take out the Malzahar as well. That'll be a 2-for-1, and now they're going to go for this Baron.
an easy take when you have a Vayne sitting at an item and a half. She's not quite at Rage Blade yet, but it's Bork boots and 2 components.
It's the 2 most expensive components as well, so it's close enough. And because you don't have Shockwave, because you don't have any source of actual damage, at best you just throw an Ash Arrow here and see what happens. Oh, didn't do enough. Alright, well, better luck next strike. Eek.
And
then,
without their jungler, SUEC didn't have a reasonable chance.
yeah, you just go like, well, either this works or it doesn't. Maybe throw a sapling over because that has a delay and you're not always calculated for that delay, but you know, it's whatever. You just go, okay, well, we attempted that one. We'll try again next time. Because your Ashe is still pretty big. She is your saving grace in this game right now because it's definitely not your Fiddlesticks.
Ori has also picked up several kills since we last looked over there. You highlighted her as also not being as far behind, and so I think you have still a pretty good core in your Ashe and Ori, which also, by the way, happen to be the 2 champions that want to sit back. And we talked in the beginning of the game about, well, you got 2 people that want to go in, and you got 2 people that want to sit back, and you kind of have this Alistar stuck in the middle. Now both of your backliners are fed, so I think what I'm looking for.
But your frontliners are not.
To recognize that. They're not, right? But I'm looking for SUEC to recognize that their backliners are fed and to kind of form up on them. It's a little unfortunate because we wind up back in that farm symmetry problem or farm balance problem where you've got to put both of your carries together. No one really wants to do
Ooh,
that. That
that
was
was nasty.
insane
That
damage.
that was that was nasty. He has a wit's end too, so he doesn't have a health bar.
A Titanic active is quite a bit of damage. Right
plus
now, it's
plus
sitting
his
at
own
299.
plus his own passive when he uses his Q to get extra percentage damage. I
Right.
don't remember if it's current or maximum. It is maximum.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of in a little bit of a state of a lull, just because we have the Baron buff pushing in for uh, Dem Boys. They are getting a bunch of towers and a bunch of kills. Fiddlesticks is back alive due to the low death timer, but you're also 3 levels down to the Volibear. Ooh, nice binding onto the Orianna. The Orianna is going to get caught and it's dropped.
It's the danger of trying to defend those tier 2 turrets.
Now they're trying to get
Um,
to the Shen. The Shen is going to be able to escape, doesn't have any more Ash arrows to fire, will be trying to auto attack, and does take out the Ash! She has her flash up. Are
what
you
if she
say?
didn't think? What if
Are,
she didn't think she was going to go down there? Wasn't expecting that extra Shen damage.
yeah, probably saving it for
Meanwhile,
next
the
Worlds.
Bois is just taking it through top lane, and now mid, and they're going to lose 2 inhibitors for that fight for Shen.
Yeah, the Shen took out, effectively he took out 2 full champions with that. The Fiddlesticks very early on when it was still the inner tower, and then the Ash after that.
And now Dem Boys can just very easily rotate back and pick up their second Ocean Soul of the series.
Second Ocean Drake, second Ocean Soul.
Ocean Drake, second Ocean Soul.
Well, second of the game, second of the soul of the series. Now we're trying to make sure that this Fiddlesticks doesn't die, but the Shen is going to drop onto him, does get the taunt off, and will go down. Such a little health.
Vayne with 2 items and a handful of daggers can pretty easily take on the dragon herself. Not an issue.
She's got over 2.0 attack speed. Ooh, nice flash taunt onto the Ash. The Ash will be able to cleanse out of that thanks to her QSS and will be trying to take down this Shen and will do so.
The flash taunt, but it was a little aggressive there. Under tower, kind of away from the team.
But I respect it.
Respect the flag.
I respect it. It's like you're trying to show off how good, how much stronger you are than them. It bit back on you, but I respect the attempt. But now that's just another kill going to the side of SUEC. Who knows? Maybe that was I think Alistar took that up.
Maokai was shut down on Shen there.
Oh, never mind. So I'm actually a big proponent of actually having your support get kills, not just because I'm a support, but because your items get to be so expensive after your gold generation item finishes.
That is my least favorite part of the support item changes is the total lack of gold income.
Like, I loved back when it was the old Relic Shield line to just straight rush for the full upgraded item, because it gave the same gold generation it does as the fully upgraded one now, and it would have 4 procs of the Targons, so you could get that for all of these minions. So that's huge gold advantage. And if you're able to get that early, like say during laning phase before anything happens, you're set to go. But that is neither here nor there this season. Thanks, Riot. So I'm actually a big proponent of giving at least like a couple of kills, not a lot. Like you still want your carry to be fed, but I still like having your support be fed too, because that means that's more items they can use to protect your carry.
Right. In this case, though, I'm not so sad about it going on to the Maokai, because Maokai can do very, very similar things in terms of protecting the carry.
Well, Maokai's a low econ tank, so. Oh, and as I was asking it earlier, we do see a Bramble Vest on the Shen 28 minutes in.
And there's a couple of cloth armors on Maokai's side, so we're looking for his next 400 gold to look awfully pointy.
do have another
With
Baron going down.
with supers in every lane, there's not a lot you can really do about it. And with the Shen just running around doing kind of whatever he wants to, you have to devote resources to defending not only those six
Ash.
supers but also this Shen.
So I actually do like this Ash build for when you're behind, because you're able to actually put out so much damage.
It does a lot of damage.
But Volibear jumping in disables both towers. Now Alistar's trying to keep everything going as long as he can. Does get the shockwave onto just the Shen. Now Fiddlesticks will be going down. And now Vayne in the back line gets dropped by the Orianna and the Alistar, but that may be too little too late. One Nexus tower goes down. The other one is short to follow with triple supers. Baron empowered coming down. Down goes the Maokai. Down goes the Ashe in just a short second. And now they will be taking this game for the 2-0. SUEC goes down to Dem Boys for the 2-0 sweep in this finals for the Freljord division. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations, Dem Boy. Freljordian victors of Seal Season 3.
Shen was a pretty big boy. I'll say that he was a pretty big boy. Let's go to the post game screen and see what these damage numbers look like. Going to go here.
27,000 on Shen.
Yikes! Chad, can I get a yikes in the chat? Cause oh my god, that is a pog. He has more damage than almost any two members from SUEC combined. That's insane. Um, let's see. The other thing that I like to look at is
I
vision
like
score.
Healing Gun myself.
I like vision score. So we see this vision score, and we do see a very high vision score for the jungle and for the support. And then we look at Maokai. I don't want to be mean, but dude, come on, dude.
Let's think about the position he was in. He spent a lot of his time underneath his tier 1 turret. There was not really anything he could do with um with his wards. I mean, he could put him in Tribrush, but that's really about it. He wasn't able to push up. He was pushed in lane. He was not roaming around the map as much because he always had to sit there and collect his farm. So in these cases, I kind of understand when you wind up with a low vision score like that. What's that Fiddlesticks vision score number?
uh, 46. Pretty
46.
good, pretty
Okay,
good, pretty good.
respectable.
So, congratulations to them boys. So, you will be the recipients of the first place prizing. I don't know if Foozle Bamboozle has mentioned what that prizing will be, but it will be getting out to you guys early next week. So don't make sure to friend Foozle so that way he can get you those prizes. Same to you on the side of SUEC. Congratulations to both teams for having made it this far, and more congratulations to them boys for winning it all.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful games. I'm happy to have had the opportunity to cast this with you, Ansem.
I just wish there was a little less bloodshed so my voice wouldn't be dead. But with that being
Well,
said,
you now get to take a couple of weeks off until season 4 starts, right?
yep. Oh yes, and because I am Tribunal and I am the guy who makes that thing. Season 4 will be starting mid-August. Signups will be starting next week, probably on either Sunday or Monday. So make sure to pay attention in the Discord announcements for when that'll go live. We will be having an academy system for players, similar to how LCS has it. We will be having a sort of academy league um, for players that were effectively in the Demacian division this season. You will be now in an academy league. What that means is it will be zero cost to enter, but you will still play as if it were a normal season. With that being said, I'm Ansem571,
And I'm Monte Carlo Method.
And thank you
Thank
for
you very
watching.
much for joining us, and we'll see you next. Ionian. We have one more final, don't we?
Yes, we have one more final on Saturday. If
Saturday. All right.
as an Ionian player, let me go and check what time it is so everybody knows when it is going to be. It is going to be Saturday, 7/11 at 8 p.m. EST. Mark your calendars,
Then we will.
everybody. That is going to
Then
be a
we'll see you
banger.
all back here then.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Take care and goodbye.